What do you say to a child when he has lost a loved one? One of the important messages that you need to give is that death is irreversible. So the person is not going to come back. The person died because his bodily function stopped working. This way, the child stops blaming himself that maybe I have done something to cause it. Another key message to give children is that when people are old and sick, they die. So again, not to make the child feel that this person has left him and gone away. Also, finding the right time to talk to children and not to use euphemisms like, he has passed on or has gone to heaven. Using the correct words definitely helps. Also, if the person who is conveying the news to the child, let it be someone who is not going to lose complete control over their emotions. So, for example, if the grandmother has died, maybe the dad should not be talking to the child about his mother's loss, and maybe the mom can do it or some other family member can do it, so that the child doesn't feel totally out of control. The emotional features of grief are children become numb, they are totally shocked. A lot of the time they take guilt that, I said this to my mom and that is why this happened to her. So all these emotions can cause children to withdraw within themselves, isolate themselves, and they are not able to function well. Children grieve in different ways at different ages. If you take a little infant, when they lose someone, for them, death is absence. So what will happen? They may search for the figure. They may have changes in their sleeping habits, in their eating habits. For a preschooler, death is reversible. So he thinks that the person may come back, or if I do something right, or if I do it like this, I study well for my test, grandpa will come back. So they have a lot of magical thinking. Some of them also regress, where they start sucking their thumb when they were not doing it, or bedwetting if they were not doing it. They also become very clingy. A school-going child knows that death is irreversible. So we'll get more concerned about his own health, will desperately miss the person they have lost. An adolescent will feel death and grief the same way as an adult will. But sometimes parents do feel that the child doesn't show his emotions, and so may feel that he's very unfeeling or doesn't care. But they do, but they are unable to often show it because they internalize a lot of things. Children don't grieve in a linear pattern, which means that they grieve and then it's over and then they are completely okay. In fact, they grieve, then they are okay, then they again grieve. Sometimes during times of an anniversary or a birthday or something, some trigger may make the child again go through his trauma. So to remember that and to accept it as a part of their grieving. But what happens is that slowly life does come back to normal for kids, and they do miss the person, but missing becomes less and living normally becomes more. So children need a little time away from the grief-stricken parent, especially if there is a lot of discontrol of grief in the parent. So sometimes taking them away from that environment would help. Having said that, it doesn't mean that you completely not cry in front of your child. In fact, children need to understand and know that, okay, mom cries, then mom is laughing and happy. So even I can show my feelings by crying and then laughing and being happy. Sometimes taking children for the funeral or for a prayer ceremony really helps for them to get closure. So that would benefit some children to know that, this person is not there anymore. Reminiscing and memories are very, very important. Sitting with your child with photographs of the person, talking about things that that person did with them, and what they said, and how they would be, they were so happy to spend time with the deceased person at that time. This is important. Often parents feel that we should not talk at all about the deceased person. And in fact, that bewilders children more than helps them. So to be honest about death is important for a child to be able to trust a parent.